Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and I have a rather large book haul, about 30 some books, and yeah, I told myself I would be cutting back this year, and it hasn't happened yet. One book in this pile is from Amazon, and one's from a thrift store, and the rest are from Book Outlet, and presently Book Outlet is having their $7.99 sale on all hardbacks and paperbacks. That's Canadian prices. I believe it's $5.99 in the States. And from December 15th till February 15th, they're having no tax also. So I'll start with the one that I did purchase in the thrift store. I think I got this for like $5. It's hardback, and it's Hex Life, and it's 18 stories from various authors, Wicked New Tales of Witchery. And yeah, some of these authors I do recognize, like Kelly Armstrong, Theodore Goss, Tannerine Dew, Jennifer McMahon. Some of these authors I do recognize, so I do love a good witchy book. And then in Amazon, I did pick up The Phoenix Keeper, and this is by S.A. McLean, and it just has this beautiful blues and oranges on the cover here. So this follows Ayla, and she is the head Phoenix Keeper at this world-renowned zoo for magical creatures. And yeah, there's a lot of diversity in this particular book. It's kind of a cozy fantasy book. You do have LGBTQ representation, and I believe the main character is, I think she's got anxiety. I'm not sure. She might be autistic, but there's a lot of diversity in here, and yeah, it's just a nice cozy kind of fantasy, like Legends and Latte kind of idea. So yeah, looking forward to that one. And then for Book Outlet, so once in a while I'll order some books from Book Outlet, and they throw in a book that I never ordered. Most of the time, I mean, it's happened maybe half a dozen times. Usually it's a children's book, and I'm like, okay, I didn't order this, but okay, I just give it to like a thrift store or whatever. But I found this in my box one time, and it's George Orwell's 1984 7th Anniversary Edition. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I mean, sure, why not? Alrighty, then the rest here. So I am trying to get into a little bit of fantasy, not the really high fantasy. I find those kind of intimidating, but I saw this on the $7.99 sale, and I do love a sprayed edge. This is by Abigail Owen. This is The Games Gods Play, and that is the sprayed edge there. And this is inside the cover with beautiful blue foiling. And this is like an alternative reality where gods from like classical Greek gods actually do exist. So I believe there's Hades and Zeus in that, and every 100 years the gods decide to have this kind of competition, fights and everything like that, but instead of fighting amongst themselves, they get humans to fight each other and all this stuff. So anyway, it's gotten good reviews. We'll see. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful book. And then this one, I've been kind of eyeing this one, and it's just so beautiful. And this is A Lost Story by Meg Schaefer, and I just absolutely adore that cover. It's just absolutely beautiful. And this is sort of based on C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia, but it's kind of adult-based. So these two best friends as boys, Jeremy and Rafe, went missing in this West Virginia forest, and they mysteriously reappeared 6 months later with no explanation of what happened and what happens like 15 years later. So yeah, that sounded really, really good. And oh, I just love that cover. And by the same author is the Wishing Game. And Lucy, her childhood was marked by neglect and loneliness, and she finds solace in her books. And now she's a teacher's aide, and she gets kind of attached to the 7-year-old orphan Christopher, and she would really like to adopt this boy, and she's trying to adopt him, and all the problems she has on the way and that sort of thing. So that's The Wishing Game. And then this is by T. Kingfisher. Now, the one book, oh, I don't have it right here, A House with Good Bones. I think I gave it a 3.5. It was okay, but her other book, oh, I'm just trying to think of what it is. If I remember, I'll put it up here or something. I did enjoy that one. But this one's gotten actually very good reviews, and it's A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. And oh, I just love gold foiling. It's so pretty. And then that's inside. And yeah, I know this is still on Book Outlet. I was just on there a few minutes ago, and it's still on sale. And this is a reimagining of the Brothers Grimm's The Goose Girl. I'm not really sure what happens in The Goose Girl. I never read that story, so I'm just kind of going in without knowing anything. So, but yeah, this has gotten pretty good reviews. And then when we went to Europe in the fall, we went to Venice, Italy, and just the history of Europe is just overwhelming. So I've been kind of keen to grab some books that take place in Venice, and this is The Glass Maker by Tracy Chevalier. And yeah, I think this takes place on the island, the Murano, where they make the Murano glass. We just didn't have a chance to get there, but anyway, it follows a family of glassmakers from the height of Renaissance era Italy to the present day. So it starts in Venice, 1486. Across the lagoon lies Murano, and it follows the eldest. First, it follows the eldest daughter and a family of glassblowers, and then they just follow the family throughout the centuries. And yeah, this one's gotten a fair bit of hype. This is All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. And this, sometimes they have this large print. So yeah, it makes for a very chunky book. But yeah, I don't even need my bifocals. And this, it takes place in 1975, and a daughter of a wealthy, in a small town in Missouri, girls are disappearing, and when the daughter of a wealthy family is targeted, an unlucky hero emerges, a local boy who saves the girl, and in doing so leaves heartache in his wake. So yeah, I've heard pretty good things about. I do have another book of his which I haven't read yet, so I probably should read that first. And then this book I was really happy to see on sale on Book Outlet, and that's The Silence Factory by Bridget Collins. And she wrote the binding, and I was just so drawn to this cover. I do read a lot of history books and how women are sort of kind of trapped in their societal roles, and how they can never really truly let their talents and their intelligence come to fruition, and how they are always sort of gagged and not allowed to speak or have opinions or get educated. So I'm always very drawn to those kind of books. So this kind of the way she's kind of silenced there. I was quite drawn to this cover. And it's quite a long synopsis, but it takes place in 1820, and Sophia accompanies her husband James to a remote Greek island where he searches for rare biological specimens, and once there she stumbles across the very creature he is looking for, making an unexpected connection with a local woman, and ultimately reconsidering her life, marriage, and her own desires. And then a few decades later, it picks up the story again. So yeah, I just was really drawn to that book. Alrighty, and then I did get some books. Now these are just sort of continuations of series that I have, and this is a Deceptive Composition by Anna Lee Huber, and this is a Lady Darby mystery. I think there's like 13 or 14 of them. I think I read 4 or 5. So you know, I picked that one up too. And yeah, these take place in 1830s in Scotland, and they're such good murder mysteries. And this is a continuation of a Maggie Darby mystery, Stolen Child by Sarah Stewart Taylor, and the main character is a former Long Island homicide detective who in the first book goes to Ireland to solve the mystery of I think it's a friend or a relative, and then she ends up staying in Ireland. And this is the first book in a series, a Henri Lefort mystery, and this takes place during World War II in France, where this detective has to solve murders, etc., even though I think he has to solve a murder of a German major, and of course Paris is held by the Germans, so he's got that to deal with also. And this is, I think, the 4th book in this series, Opulence and Ashes, and this follows a female journalist in New York in the 1880s. Alrighty, and then this is by Paula Braxton. This is the first book in a series, The Haunting of Hecat Cavendish. And yeah, I read a couple of her other books many years ago, and this is the first in a series. So it takes place in England in 1881. So Hecate, I think Hecate used to, wasn't she the pagan goddess of witchcraft or something? I can't quite remember now. Anyway, she's an assistant librarian, rule breaker, and a Victorian ghostbuster back in 1881. So that sounds right up my alley. Alrighty. Oh, we're going here. And this is The Night in Question by Susan Fletcher. And I really, something drew me to this cover also. And this follows Flory. She's 87. She's got one leg and a cheerful disposition. And she lives in a adult residence home. And I believe there is a murder, and she helps to solve it. So this one's actually gotten very good reviews. I know there's a lot of books coming out since the Thursday Murder Club series came out, and there's a lot of books now coming out with these seniors who are solving mysteries and that sort of thing. So, but that one's got very good reviews, so I thought I'd try that one. And this is Return to Wildcliff Heights by Carol Goodman, and that's a very interesting, creepy cover. So this Agnes is an editorial assistant, and she is sent to this author's house. Now, I think 30 years ago, this author wrote a best-selling novel, and then she's a recluse because she was I think she was in a fire or something. She got very scarred and disabled and that, and she is sent to help her write the sequel to her novel. And yeah, spooky things happen. I don't think it's goes well. And I do love my Gothic mysteries. I just eat those up. And this is by Katie Lumsden, and this is The Secrets of Heartwood Hall. And this is follows Margaret in 1852. She's a young widow, and she has to escape the past by taking a position as a governess to an only child at an isolated country home in the west of England. But Margaret soon starts to feel that something isn't quite right. There's strange figures in the dark, tension between the servants, etc., etc. So yeah, I just love those kind of books. And this is by Kelsey James. This is The Secrets of Rosebriar Hall, another Gothic mystery. And this takes place in 1908, Long Island, and Millie is a young and beautiful wife of a powerful stockbroker, and they're planning a big to-do. The night of the event arrives in all its perfection until Millie wakes to a cold, eerily quiet house and a gray cloud where her memory used to be after this party. So yeah, that sounds so good. Alrighty, this is The Woman Who Lied by Claire Douglas, and she does very good mysteries. And Amelia has a dream life, but someone knows the truth. So Amelia lives in suburban London with her husband, their young son, and a teenager from her first marriage. And then she's writing her 10th book. But things take a disturbing twist because an incident that's mimicking the plot of one of her novels occurs in real life. Is it just a coincidence or not? And it happens again and again. So, oh, sorry, battery died. Got a new one in there. Alrighty, this one I've been eyeing for a while because I did really enjoy the first book that I read of hers, and this is House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson, and she wrote The Year of the Witching, which I think I gave 4.5 stars for that one, or did I give it 5? It was up there. It was really, really good. Then I started hearing kind of mixed reviews about this one, but I thought, oh, what the heck? You know, I had to get free shipping, so I thought I'd slip this one in anyhow. But yeah, it's a young woman is drawn to the upper echelons of a society where blood is power in this dark and enthralling Gothic novel from the author of The Year of the Witching. So yeah, this young girl, Marion, has been raised in the slums, and she wants to leave the city and the miseries behind, so she's taken on as a blood maid. And so yeah, I've heard mixed things, but we'll see how that one goes. And this is The Ghost Illusion by Kat Martin. And this is it melds psychological thriller and ghost story as one woman's daring search for the truth tests the dividing line between life and death. So Eve St. Clair desperately needs help sorting reality from her fearful imaginings when ghostly voices seem to haunt the Victorian house in Sunderland, England that she inherited from her uncle. So online research leads to a group that claims to offer just the aid she's seeking. So yeah, that sounds so good. Good ghost story. And now these three, I'll do this one first. So I do have some classics, and I really need to get to them. This is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. So I've seen some of these books in, look at the gold foiling. Oh. And in Winners and Marshalls, which is TJ Maxx in the States, TK Maxx in England. But they have them for like $25, and I got this for $7.99. Because they are beautiful, beautiful copies. So yeah, Wuthering Heights, classic. So yeah, it has a little cloth bookmark in there and that. So yeah, I do want to read Emma. I have a special edition of Emma. I really need to get to these classics. So, alrighty. And then I picked up these 3 books. And I was really drawn to the covers initially. And I guess they're kind of young adult books. So they're kind of written for boys who generally, compared to girls, don't like reading that much. So they're not overly long books or anything like that, but I was kind of reading some of the reviews, and they said that he really packs a punch in a short book, and his writing style is just really, really good. So yeah, I wanted to pick these ones up, and I believe it follows Kenny and Nikki and just their lives and what happens. So the first one is called Brock, and this is by Anthony McGowan. And I think that's the first one, and I can't remember which is the second or third, but anyway, they're just absolutely stunning covers. And I think there's no, I think there's just the 3. I thought there was 4 of them, but yeah, and these were, I think these were less than $7.99. I think these were like $6 or something. So, but yeah, the reviews are really good, so I thought I'd give those a try. And oh, that's the second book in the Henri Lefort mysteries, The Dark Edge of the Night. So that's the second book. That takes place in France during the Second World War. And this is The Medicine Woman of Galveston. This is by Amanda Skenendorf. And I did read the previous novel of hers, The Nurse's Secret, which it was okay. I think I gave it a 3.5. Yeah, I did like kind of the nursing part of it and the education of the nurses and everything, but the mystery was kind of a flop, but I liked the rest of it. So, hey, so this female doctor, she hasn't touched a scalpel or a stethoscope since she made a fatal mistake in the operating theater. Instead, she works in a factory trying to earn enough to support her disabled son. And then she joins this, something happens, she has to join this showman and become part of his traveling medicine show. And anyway, sounded interesting. And this is The Whalebone Theater by Joanna Quinn, and I read a couple of her short stories or novellas, and the one was about Selkies, the folklore of Selkies. And this is actually a full-length novel. So it takes place in 1928. A whale washes up on the shores of the English Channel. By law, it belongs to the king, but 12-year-old orphan Christabel has other plans. She and the rest of her household build a theater from the beast's skeletal ribcage. Within the Whalebone Theater, Christabel can escape her feckless step-parents and governesses, and her imagination comes to life. And then it follows her through to World War II also. And Charlie Donnelly. Now, I do have a couple of his books, which I have to get to, but he always gets really, really good ratings. And this is called Some Choose Darkness. And now this has some science involved in the mystery, which I really, really enjoy those. So forensic reconstructionist Rory Moore sheds light on a cold case by piecing together crime scene details others fail to see. So in the summer of 1979, 5 Chicago women went missing, and the predator was nicknamed the Thief, left no bodies or clues behind until police receive a package from a mysterious woman whose unorthodox investigations appear to unmask the killer. And then she goes disappearing without a trace. And 40 years later, the thief is about to be paroled for her murder. And yeah, it sounds very, very good. So yeah, I really need to get to his books because they all get very, very good ratings. And the last book is Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. I believe is how you pronounce it. Oh, this is kind of like a cozy fantasy, I believe. It's bad enough waking... Oh, it's hard. It's bad enough waking up in a half-destroyed evil wizard's workshop with no eyebrows, no memories, and no idea how long you've been before the Dreadlord shows up to murder you horribly and turn your skull into a goblet or something. It's a lot worse when you realize that the Dreadlord is you. So, yeah. Anyway. It got good reviews. So, that's it. That's another book haul, and I really need to cut down, but man, some of these are just too hard to resist. Yeah, I haven't ordered from Awesome Books for a while. Yeah, I got so many from them that I really need to get to, so I've been trying to control myself that way. So anyway, happy reading, and yeah, it's this winter is just packing a punch. So yeah, I'm kind of cozying down with my blankets and my hot drink and doing lots of reading. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great reading month, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.